Hi everyone. So this video, somebody emailed me about it. I actually have my email in the about section for the channel. So someone hit me up about this morning, and someone else just brought it up in the comments right now. The funny thing is that this article on HuffPo, last week, Captain Cummins did a video about another article with the exact same theme, and but it was from several years ago. So I waited a couple days and I went to go rip them off just because I wanted to roast that article too. But then Captain Cummins' video was so good, like I really didn't have any original points. And then like it came from bulimia.com, so it kind of felt weird to make fun of them. You know, like it's a serious subject, so I was like, I don't know, this one's weird. But so this one came out, and it has almost the exact same title, and it's the same concept, except for instead of bulimia.com, it's recovery.org. But it's the same idea, and it's really weird. The other thing, like I said, why I didn't do the video the first time is because it just got kind of sad, and I wasn't even sure what their point is. So 2/3 of excuse me, Americans are overweight, and 1/3 are obese. So the original one from bulimia.com, they were saying like, they were basically saying that like negative body images, I guess, lead to obesity. They didn't even really follow their own thesis. They were basically saying if superheroes had more realistic bodies, people wouldn't try and fail to get bodies like that and then turn to bulimia. It's one of those things, like, you know, when you're a freshman in college, they have you do these thesis papers, and then they're like, oh, you didn't prove your thesis. It's like, I don't even think they've solidified their thesis in their head. And this one from recovery.org, they kind of say it more explicitly, and that's why I really wanted to clap back on them, because what they're saying is actually very unhealthy, and it's it reminds me of something when I got out of boot camp in my infantry training, and I went to my first unit. I had a Marine Corps sergeant, Samoan guy, and he sat me down in his room, pretty scary guy, and then he was basically welcoming me to the unit, and then he said this thing, and it's a very Marine grunt thing to say. He said, if you got a booger in your nose, I'm going to tell you you got a booger in your nose. The point of that kind of gross analogy is someone who cares about you is going to tell you when you look stupid or silly or you're doing something wrong. Somebody who doesn't care about you is either just going to not say anything, or not say anything and then make fun of you behind your back. But the person who says like, hey dude, take care of that, here's a tissue, that's someone who actually cares about you. So this recovery.org is pretending that they care about people, and then they're doing something that will make them even less healthy. So their theory is that a lot of children look up to superheroes. And a percentage of children have body image issues even in kindergarten. So if we would give these characters realistic proportions, maybe they wouldn't have that. They wouldn't have those problems. Number one is these aren't even realistic. Is just a word that doesn't mean anything. I mean, except for extreme examples like that Conan video I did a week or two ago, where it was literally a human can never ever look like that. All of the fit superheroes, you can get pretty close to that. You might not be able to get the mass and like the, you know, the, because superheroes have like smaller heads than regular people have. But you can get low body fat. You can get striation in your muscles. You can get fit, and you can get fit surprisingly quickly. Actually, getting strong is a lot easier than losing weight. Losing weight takes a lot of time. Getting strong happens very quickly. That's the whole thing that boot camp is made of. The longest boot camp is 12 weeks, 3 months. And that's to turn a Joe average guy into like a fighting Marine. 12 weeks. Half of that is like I mean, the physical aspect of Marine Corps boot camp is not even 20% of it. So realistic is a code for not fit. So you're talking about fitness, and then you're saying people would be healthier if they were less fit. Now, if you look at these, some of these are they are normal bodies. They could be normal fit bodies. And you can be fit even with a little belly. I know I was in the Marines first, and then I went to the Army, and when I was in Germany, we had the staff sergeant who had a beer belly, and he was the fastest guy at PT every day. And I don't mean like good, I mean like he could sprint 3 miles. And then light up a cigarette at the end. It was the craziest thing to see someone with a beer belly, like outdistancing everyone. But generally, you know, the general thing is someone who's fit is going to have a lean body. You might not have a six-pack, but you're going to look good. So some of these, like the Aquaman one, yeah, that guy is a fit guy. But then you get the ones like the Gamora one, that's obviously an overweight woman. The Black Panther one is ridiculous. This is an obese man. So it comes to that thing about like, do you actually care about this someone? If you let someone get obese because you don't want them to be challenged by and they always say that these superhero bodies are unattainable. They absolutely are attainable. You can go to any gym in any city and find a significant percentage of the clientele who have bodies like that. And it's really not difficult. For anyone who wants some little tips on how to lose weight, this is how it does it for me. Just eat less. I eat the same stuff, I just eat less of it, you know? And then you lose weight. Do cardio, and it doesn't matter what you do. Run around your block, just your block, once a day. Cut out your portions, you will lose a ton of weight. And then working out is so, you know, not only do I find this just like a poorly thought out thesis, that they're actively spreading not just unhealthy things, but things that will actually kill you. The thing for obesity is you're so fat, it's going to kill you. There's this thing called fat acceptance, and I absolutely think it's borderline illegal, the way you are encouraging people to die in their 40s. It's like telling people to take cocaine, you know. When these celebrities that everyone loves, like Carrie Fisher and George Michael, they die, you know, when they're like around 60, is because they had a lifestyle where they did all these dangerous things and nobody ever told them like, hey, stop her, you know, or a lot of people would just ignore it. So they never even say what percentage of kindergartners have body image issues or how actually serious they are. Children are very susceptible to just saying the answer they know you want. So if you're a researcher and you're researching body image issues, somehow the kindergartner will pick that up that you want to hear that they have it, and they'll just say it. But getting back more to, so Captain Cummings, when he did the other one from bulimia.com, he would do like individual roasts. Like I said, these ones are just, this is a messed up person. This is a bad person. This is a person who's doing things that will hurt people because they don't have the courage to make the short-term hard decision of telling a friend or a family member or themselves, you're fat. You need to make some significant but not difficult changes in your life for your health, for your appearance, for your self-esteem, for all of these things. So getting back to like superheroes is that superheroes were very positive to me. Always. I mean, I got into superheroes when I was like in high school, and you know, I was kind of a cliche, skinny comic book nerd, and I really got into lifting weights because of the superheroes. I especially like the funny thing is they use this word realistic. To me, the realistic superheroes were the people who had to earn their strength and their shape. So to me, a realistic superhero was Batman, who has like 3% body fat, but he doesn't magically get those lats and traps and shoulder muscles. He has to go and, you know, put some time in with weights like anyone at 24-hour fitness. So the ones I were really into was Batman and especially Daredevil. So I'm showing this picture from Daredevil. I really used to love, and I kind of noticed that workout scenes kind of disappeared. But they used to, and I think it's kind of like a societal thing where it's like, oh, like that's fit privilege or something like that. But you used to see lots of scenes, especially with Daredevil, where he would just be training in his little gym. And Batman, there would be a lot of, now they do martial arts, but back then they would do like powerlifting, weightlifting, endurance, and that would just be this, like the intro, instead of just sitting at the computer, researching, Poison Ivy's latest, poison. Alfred would walk in and they would say, oh, the analysis of this is done, and then Bruce Wayne would shrug like 500 pounds off his shoulders and then go check out what the computer said. So like I said, realism is a code. These fair weather friends, people encouraging others into an early grave from obesity, to them realistic is like these 50-year-old bus driver bodies like they gave to Black Panther, or the I just felt bad for Gamora. It was like they were making fun of her. But to me, realistic is someone who had muscles that they had earned through exercise, and daily exercise, and intense exercise. They had earned it through discipline. Daredevil was never shown as like a beast. He was never like Conan. Like I showed here, this is a very fit guy, and a body like this is not years in the making. I mean, his gymnastic skill is years in the making, but getting fit like that, you can do that in about 6 months, and you can get really close in about 2 months. When we're talking about building muscle and losing fat. So I think that's everything I have to say on this subject. So Captain Cummings was very humorous, and to me this is more of a serious. It's literally a health issue. Like you gotta have the courage and actually care about people to tell them when they're being unhealthy, and encouraging people to be unhealthy is evil. Like, there's probably a less dramatic word for that, but I can't think about it right now. So tell me what you think about these, quote, realistic bodies and what you consider to be a realistic body. Tell me if superheroes have ever inspired you to work out. I know when I go out, it's actually not the comic book superheroes nowadays, but it's the real life superheroes, specifically Stephen Amell, who's really good on social media. He's always sharing his workouts. So now it's kind of it's advanced. I used to work out and I would think about the Frank Miller Daredevil and wanting to be in shape like that. Now when I work out, I'm thinking about the Stephen Amell Green Arrow, which is really just Stephen Amell, his shape. But and he's in very good shape, but that's not something that's even genetically impossible for most people. So tell me if any superheroes have inspired you to get into great shape, or at least get into better shape. Also, let me know if you're like these people at bulimia.org and superheroes with idealized bodies have made you feel bad, and that's led to body image issues. So thanks for watching. I'm going to try to limit myself to 3 videos a day, so I'll have one more new comic review up tonight. Thanks.